This is an awesome, awesome opportunity and a good day for the City of Brownsville and for our entire community. We take a pause every year to do our State of the City address, something I thought was necessary when I came in office, because not everybody comes to the city council meeting, nor does everybody want to. But tonight we're going to take a very brief moment to give you an update of where we are, where we're going, and reset the clock. I think being in this beautiful space, being an opportunity to announce what we had this morning about the new jobs, another 1,000 jobs coming to Haywood County, with another $800 million investment. That's something that we get thankful about. Can we give that a round of applause? So tonight we're going to be a little informal but formal. So I want to thank the Boys and Girls Club, our young people. I thought it was very, very important that they be here tonight to bear witness to what happened. Because the decisions we make today are going to affect you more than they will us. So it's important to know what those decisions are and what the vision is for our community. So as we go forward in our program, I want to say welcome and thank you all for coming. May we bow. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you once again today for being so good to us. Thank you for the blessings of our community and our future. Let us continue to be humble to you and your service to your throne. May we continue to be thankful for your goodness, your mercy, and your amazing grace. You continue to bless us and keep us. We lock arms and hands with you as we move forward down this journey, this road together. We know we cannot do it without you, but with you we can do anything and everything. And for this we're grateful. You continue to bless us and protect us and keep your arms around this community each and every day. We see violence and death all around us, but here in Brownsville, Tennessee, we see life. We see love. We see brother and fellowship amongst all of us. We thank you for your guidance and keeping us in this day and every day. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. May we stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'd like to ask Mr. Ebony Carter to come forward and bless us with some thoughts.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm just going to do a little bit of amazing stuff. Can y'all hear me? Yes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like
was reelected because of your support, because the voters decided they wanted to empower me once again to lead this community. I took my oath of office as ordained and committed to in our ordinances, but tonight I want to retake that oath of office. I wanted, and we all want to take that oath here, in this space, marking a new day, a new season, a new opportunity. So, Judge, would you and your daughter please come forward? Please agree to help me out. I, William D. Rawls,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
and will obey the laws of the United States
I will obey the laws of the United States
and the state of Tennessee,
and the state of Tennessee.
that I will,
I will,
in all respects,
all respect,
observe the provisions of the Charter,
preserve the dispositions of the Charter
the ordinance of the City of Brownsville,
and the ordinance of the City of Brownsville.
and I will faithfully
I will faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of the position of the mayor
of the position of the mayor
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. So help me God. Jenny always gets on me, that's always, I'm so proud of her. I know, we all know Franklin Smith. If Franklin Smith touched everyone in this room in some way, directly or indirectly, in his 26 years of service, re-elected 9 times. 9 times. What a great leader. Your dad is proud. I often, I channel Franklin a lot. You will see what he said. And so his spirit, his commitment, his passion for this community lives on through all of us. And thank you, I appreciate it. And we appreciate it. Well, tonight, we've taken care of a few things, and once again, I want to thank you all for coming. But we're here for the state of the city of Brownsville. This is going to be a quick, informative session about where we are and where we're going. So, we'll be this slide. Okay? One of the things we talked about and we're going to continue to talk about, as I concluded to before, is our state of the city. The state of the city is where we remain in a positive net position, we remain debt-free, we remain with opportunity. The opportunity we have is in our Ford Advantage Park. 300 acres of developable property. Some people pass by on River Road, you see it, you don't know what it is. It is the opportunity for our future. It's where our tier 1 and tier 2 factories will land due to the Blue Oval City impact. We've been developing this property since I walked into office. When I first looked at it in the line item, I said, where is this park? I thought it was a recreation park. It's our Ford Advantage Park. The advantage is location. It's 4 lanes from here to the largest and the busiest distribution center on the planet in Memphis, Tennessee. 5 class railways, road, river, runway, FedEx, UPS. We have a distribution that we touch anyone in the globe at any particular time within the continental 48 states within 48 hours. So this is the advantage. Whereas, you know, we like to announce income in Kim, but that's in the first 132 acres, as you see there, as it faces the bypass. The rear section of the park is 160 acres of developable property that we're going to put someone there. That means jobs, that means tax revenue, and that means pilot dollars. A lot of people get a little confused and get concerned about, we don't care about this. We continue to negotiate these deals in confidence. Confidentiality is the number one, and the number one thing that in all economic development. So don't feel that you're left out. Just know that we're working, continue to put jobs in this way. And I always ask about the wages for the job. These need to be high quality, air conditioned environments. And I was also at Westlake today, and they've air conditioned the entire Lasco facility. They've invested $18 million. So we have to continue to recruit new industry. Our existing industry needs our support. Taking Apex, Westlake. Thank you, gentlemen, for both coming and what you do in our community. These are staples in our community, as well as Precision Cores, our top 3 employers in the City of Brownsville and in Hayward County. These are our foundational institutes of development for our community and for our future. So we'll be continuing to support our existing industry. So what we also done, and we continue to develop our for the advantage part, we're gonna look in the future. We're also looking for future property for industrial development. We've participated in a program called the PEP program, Property Evaluation Program. So with a few other economic developers in our community, we went out on side by side and surveyed property for an entire day to find out what is the best opportunity. This was a $100,000 grant. It was granted to our community. We could identify 5 properties. As soon as we fill this property, which it won't be long, because we're now shovel ready, we've invested investment grants of over $1 million through the City of Brownsville, 2 investment grants, 1 for rail study and 1 for the interest that you see going into the industrial park. Site development grants. We're on our 3rd site development grant. We were one of the first communities in the state of Tennessee to receive a site development grant. This is all future planning. People say, well, this is all happening. Things just don't happen, you make them happen. You make them happen. So this came from careful planning, grant dollars. That's why the City of Brownsville still remains debt-free with this type of new advantage. The advantage also with industrial development is it's assessed at 40%. This keeps our tax rate low because our commercial property and our industrial property is assessed at 40% once we reach the pilot dollars or put it into place and then reinvest it into our community. So this is the cash cow for us. It is a beautiful site. We have the most accessible site. We have 4 lanes of traffic that goes right into the site. We have CXX railroad on the western border, and we have the site for tier 1, tier 2 factories for industrial development. But it's a development grant dollar, and that's something that your dad and I started together. Funny story, when I was about some property with Stan Brown, he was wondering, he said, well, y'all and I would get the car and laugh at me. I said, why? He said, I want y'all to make a fool out of it. Well, he bought the property and gave it back, the house back to him. So we didn't know who was going to be the fool in that particular situation, but your dad and I worked it out. So that's just part of the story, the backstory, and Michael Banks can tell you even more about developing industrial property in our community. All right. When we talk about public works, we talk about sewer, we talk about stormwater management, but this is one of the best investments we have. Once again, this was an investment that I wanted. I told you, I said, we need a tractor, we need a bush hog. Because if we have 300 acres that we're responsible for, we got to be responsible. How can we come out of the code enforcement and say you need to cut your grass, and we on the industrial park, we can't cut the grass? Simple, common sense practice and sound financial management is brought Brown to where we are. And I also want to say thank you to our team. I'm standing before as a representative, the CEO of the city, but I cannot do it by myself. The community participation and the men and the women that work for the City of Brownsville are simply outstanding. So I thank each and every one of you, and I see a lot of our city employees here tonight. So this was something simple that people might overlook, but it was key in developing our future in our community. And how you gonna show somebody something you wanna sell them to, you can't cut the grass. Try selling your house and don't cut the grass. Try selling your house and you have to fix the roof. So we fixed the roof. We cut the grass, and we make sure that these jobs are coming to our community. So thank you to Public Works and everybody. Retail. You see some of the retail, just part of the retail. Taco Bell moved the interstate into town in record fashion. Built a new retail facility there. So in retail, you get a couple things. You get jobs, you get property taxes, and you get sales tax. So retail development is a win-win situation. And we get more services. We know there's a line in every restaurant in Brownsville. Okay? Those lines only will get longer as our population increases. So we'll continue to recruit retail development. West Penn Bank went up in record time. They met all the code and compliances and the planning. Wendy's, where everybody's waiting to win the Wendy's. They're going to move fast, and we should be open by Thanksgiving. Not only that site will be developed for Wendy's, but the site behind it can be potentially developed for hotels. These are developers and investors that came out of Memphis. The Carlisle, you may see the Carlisle, they're known international around the world, but they're headquartered in Memphis, Tennessee. So they decided they want to come here and develop something here in Brownsville. So we're happy for our retail development for it. I can't say nothing about our firefighters. You know, Chief Sanders, could you stand for this? This is our new fire chief. I want y'all to give him a round of applause. Chief Sanders was instrumental. You know, we talk about people behind the scenes that do things quality in writing the grant, and all the judges, I know this guy that wrote the grant for the fire department. So when people are complaining about this and about that, there are people that are doing the work. So I'm just so excited to tell the story. So we got a Ford Foundation grant for $26,000 for our training facility and a Firehouse Sub grant for extrication tools. These are tools that don't have to be plugged in, they're remote, they're battery operated, and they're heavy. But they're there to save your life in case of an accident. These guys train. They can do high angle rescue, low angle rescue, close confined rescue. They have a live burn trailer there on site. And once we complete all the certifications, I want this to be a training facility for all the firefighters in West Tennessee. We'll be certified. But this took some ingenuity, that took some vision, and it took some know-how. So the funding came from not only from the Ford Grant Foundation, but from Firehouse, and we applied for more grants. We're applying for a safer grant that we pay for 9 firefighters. We'll continue to support not only the City of Brownsville, but the entire county. The entire county. When there's an accident or something that happens, these are the guys you want. They are very well trained, great leadership, and thank you to our firefighters. Thank you for what you do. Anderson Avenue. People call potholes. And Michael Banks will tell you 3 things to get you in trouble. As elected officials: taxes, potholes, and garbage. So we address the potholes, but the cost of construction is going through the roof. We said, how are we going to hedge off something of this magnitude? Grant funding. We got $173,000 in a bucket of money, surface transportation block grant. This money was sitting there allocated for us for payment. So where we need to put it? On our gateway, Anderson Avenue from Dupree all the way into East Main will be paid with the surface transportation. We'll do some resurfacing, do some millings, some striping, signage, and drainage. That's the gateway. When people come into our community, they're coming down that road. So we'll start with paving. Then we'll go out there and do business on it. Hey, let's dress it up. That's how we're going to promote and sell our community when the front door needs to work. So we're going to start with paving with Anderson Avenue. Once again, using grant dollars to continue to be debt-free in the City of Brownsville. Another gateway that we're looking at is Commercial Road. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and talked about the safety issue. It's a state route, but if there's a pathway on each side of the road, there are people that are residential residents, and Chief Evans is one of them. Between his house and your fast pace, your medical facility, your grocery store, Walmart, your retail, your AT&T store, all have safety issues when you get there. We all know people around that walk. They walk to where they want to go. So even out in surveying the property, we've seen people walking with bags in their hands having to step into the ditch. Step into the ditch just to avoid traffic coming down the state route. It was a $950,000 grant. We got denied. We got denied the first time out, but we continue to push for this project because it was a safety issue. This flag went out years ago before I came out and got a petition signed. Everybody signed a petition on their road. And they said, we want this in our community. We're willing to give away the easements because we know it's not properly drained, they're not sidewalks, and then we know it's a dangerous stretch of highway in our community. That's not good. That's not good. Young people, you shouldn't have to go through a situation or have to take care of things. We should be taking care of that. So we're going to take care of it. And it's not always easy. People are like, well, let's go get grants. Let's go get grants. We have to compete for grants. There's a lot of compliance and accountability after you get the grant. So be patient with us on Marshall Road. We're surveying, it's going to take us far, the money will take us, and then we'll go apply for another grant to continue to bring that safety project to a commercial road. And it's a gateway project. The next one is Hatchie Avenue. We talk about Hatchie Avenue. So we applied for a CDBG grant, $630,000. So we're going to look to hopefully get that grant allocated and get everything approved. But Hatchie was such a long stretch, when we start talking about State Street Day, we're talking about $100,000 to pay. The $100,000 won't take you very far. Why would we nip at something and put a Band-Aid on a problem that needs service? So we're going to push it, go for the hard dollar, go for the opportunity to keep the tax burden off the taxpayer to provide what you need. When you pay tax dollars in the City of Brownsville, you have services that you're entitled to. We always say that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And they're endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and safety. Safety is something that we are all entitled to. So we want to provide that. We'll continue to do that through the City of Brownsville and through the grant fund. NChem. I can't say enough about NChem. We're going to hear from them. This is a South Korean company that provides the electrolytes to go inside the batteries in the EV plant, which is at SK. SK Innovation is a partner with Ford. Okay, it's a joint venture at Blue Oval City. So this is the first Tier 1 factory that's been located in any small community in West Tennessee, right on the front side by Ford Advantage Park. They're bringing 190 jobs. They're bringing a $151 million investment into our community. They're having quality air conditioned jobs. Safety is a priority for them. No industrial waste. Any waste that they have, they're gonna haul it away, and then they're gonna do a recycling process to provide them with extra life to use. So it's a carbon neutral type situation. The minimum job starts at $50,000 a year. $50,000 a year. So I know that seems a bit much, but it's moving in the right direction. These are future jobs that these young people can look forward to having. Do the training, go to the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, do the certification, and they're not gonna give you a job. You're gonna have to be certified. You have to work for it, as you will with Texas or anywhere else in our community. If you're willing to put in the work, young people, we're willing to provide you the opportunity. That's the work. And I can't say enough about Mr. Yu and the entire staff or NChem. They're very good people, solid people, smart. They want to work for it. They have engineering type approaches to what they do. Innovation. NChem wants to be the #1 electrolyte producer in the world. And they want to hit the new flagship manufacturing facility will be right here in Brownsville, Tennessee. So you'll see NChem coming in the future, and they want to be a part of the community. Solid people. I thank everybody, and I thank them for what they're doing and investing in our community, investing in our future. They see a vision and they share the vision, and I share the vision with them. So, but I can't say nothing about NChem. So they provide the electrolytes. Once again, that's a solution goes inside the EV batteries, because that's the positive and the negative anodes communicate with each other. So they can't get in touch with each other. The separator, but this solvent allows it to happen. And they want to provide that type of service here in Brownsville. LRK. How does this all happen without planning? I know y'all been to a lot of the community meetings and you've seen the conversation go on and on and on and on. Where we getting to? We're getting to the set of interim design guidelines. When people call and call and call, and they call Mike, they call Wally, they call, Jeffrey, they call Joe, they call Mr. Duke, they want to develop something. They want something. When we don't have any guidelines that fits today's standards. We have always been operating a little bit behind the curve because we didn't have the population growth. We've been losing population for years, but now the tide is turning. God is good, and we have to plan for it. So we spent some dollars in hiring LRK, a very top-level professional firm out of Lakeland, Tennessee, to come in and provide with interim design guidelines. And our next step will be land. What do we want to put where? What are we going to put where? We're going to have some mixed-use communities. We need single-family housing, we need multiple-family housing, and we need all these things to work together, and retail, as I mentioned earlier. How do we put the pieces of the puzzle together? So when y'all are staying here in Brownsville, working here in Brownsville, living here in Brownsville, we have something to be proud of. So this is a very integral, a very pivotal piece of the puzzle. We have a great planning commission in the city of Brownsville. Some of the members are right here, but they care about what our city looks like, what's going to be affordable for our community, what's going to be accessible. Common sense solution. So we have to have a plan. And we wanted the process to include you. That's why we have all these community meetings. Ms. Flagler, I've been so many meetings. She said about it that she's on every board, but you know why? Because she wants to do the work. She wants the city to look good. She cares. So she's willing to put in the time. We need you. We need everyone in this room to take a piece and take a part in the future of Brownsville, Tennessee. We cannot, and I will ever say I can do this by myself. And our city council cannot do it by ourselves. It takes all of us, because this is our community. This is a part of our future. So I'm glad that y'all came, we hired you, they came here for the plan. Okay. Yes, Brownsville, we start talking about our future and our future development. The Brownsville Energy Authority has invested a lot of money. They went out and got a state revolving loan fund to make sure we short up our wastewater. Then they were going to put in a substation to provide another 30 megawatts of power. So we're going to be able to up our capacity and welcome people to the community by doubling our wastewater capacity. I know more about sewer now than I never thought I did. So Mayor Huffman always said, this Blue Oval City thing is it's a BYOC event. Bring your own boat. Because they're gonna provide it, but any sewer is gonna be on us. Sewer is expensive, but nobody cares. You don't see it, you don't think about it, but when you flush the toilet, you want to flush. So sewer is one of those things we don't talk about, but now it comes to the top. So with this SBR system, every time we had a reservoir, we had another 1 million gallons of capacity. So we had 1 million gallons now, and the first reservoir is going to give us 2.1, 2 million gallons of wastewater capacity. So not only the investment, the Alport substation, right there, Alport Advantage, you see when you pass by, that's going to be done by October this year. That took forward thinking. That took planning. That took somebody saying, look, we got to move forward. We can't wait. We can't be behind. We got to be in front of this growth. So the substation will go into play. We talked about the wastewater, on the South Chipley filter sewer plant, the upgrade, and with the City of Brownsville, with the ARPA funds, we're able to give, allocate $2.1 million to the Brownsville Energy Authority, and another $630,000 for a sewer upgrade through a CDBG grant, through another grant. These are dollars going to work in your community that don't affect your tax rate. They don't affect your tax rate. And the thing that y'all see and be very proud of is we're putting charging stations in. We're really close in the next 30 days to see charging stations going into the Delta Heritage Center. This was done through the state of Tennessee, through the City of Brownsville Energy Authority, and the Tennessee Valley Authority. So that's something we don't have to do a big ribbon cutting, do a grant on because people say, well, we get these electric vehicles, where are people going? How are we going to charge them? So that's part of the infrastructure. Broadband. There's a program called the BEAD program. Through national, federal dollars that will allow more broadband in our community. We have to put more charging stations in, we have to up our sewer capacity. So those are some things that we're working on through grant funding to make the city and the entire community, not just the City of Brownsville, but Hayward County and all of West Tennessee, a more desirable place and a more efficient place to live, work, and for you to stay. Some of the highlights I'll hit up on briefly. The United Way, we're bringing financial empowerment center. So, Patricia, who is going to be our guidance counselor, she will do one-on-one counseling for financial empowerment. You get these jobs, young people, you got to know how to handle your money. Because people say, oh, money doesn't matter. On payday, you fill up your car with gas. You pay, hey, lunch is on me. So, money does affect what you do. So, how do you work with what you have? Get the job, give you the opportunity, but we're going to bring in a counselor. This will be free of charge. And they're going to be assigned specifically to Brownsville every 2 to 3 days a week for financial empowerment counseling. One-on-one counseling, not just in a group, but one-on-one counseling. We're also very close to getting some confirmation with the University of Memphis and the Delta Regional Authority on the capacity research equity opportunity pilot project. That's a mouthful. But what that means is a capacity building grant. It's a pilot program. It hasn't been done anywhere in the rural community before. For customer relationships that we continue to show up through the City of Brownsville, the Delta Region Authority, with United Way, which I've been blessed with the opportunity. Next month I'll be going as the chairman of the board for United Way and bringing those policies. And thank you to Mr. Jim Bell for his years of service as the past chairman. Let's give him a round of applause. He's Mr. Hayward County.
All right.
There's not nothing he don't work on with us. So sometimes we're the city council, keep putting appointed to these boards. That's because we don't work. Nobody else want to do it. Nobody else want to do it. And the right thing, yeah, we've been down that road. So thank you. Always humble, always stand in the back of the room. He's always there. Always there. We appreciate that. And I want to thank you to Mr. Jeffrey Richmond. He's the chairman of our county commission budget committee. And get a lot of phone calls. A lot of phone calls. And he has a full-time job, so does Jim. So, these guys are my go-to guys. When I need to talk to somebody about something I'm not sure about or whatever, they're always there and always supportive of the community. I want to say thank you. You guys are always hanging there with me and with this community. We appreciate it. HTL University, Jim's on the school board. Jeffrey's on the county commission, and they have to prove what does that funding look like for HTL University. You'll hear more about that from my superintendent. I know she'll be visiting some churches here in the next month or so to talk about how do we Haywood, Tipton, and Lauderdale, who can't afford an instructor who can make more money working in the industry than teaching the skill set. How do we attract that type of talent? So what we do is we can partner together. So she has a very aggressive and a very forthcoming plan that she presented to the governor's office, that she presented to the city council and the county commission of what does HTL University look like. So it'll be a training pathway. So we gotta take you from cradle to career. We gotta take you from, we gotta nurture you with our new head start is coming, all the way up to a job. All the way to a job. So that's the key, and that's gonna be a key component in moving forward. And we can't forget about one safe place. One safe place is something that Chief Debo just retired. He wanted to make sure this is a family justice center. The only one in West Tennessee outside of Brownsville is in Jackson, Tennessee. It's a place for those who have been abused, domestic violence. And I know you do a lot of work in that arena and understand it, and I appreciate it, Judge. These are things that you should be proud of, you may not know about. You see one safe place, and it's right behind the Brownsville Baptist Church. It was a daycare that was donated to us by the church, and then we leased out the space for RAP, which is the Domestic Violence Advocacy Group, and then we have a domestic violence officer that's funded by a grant, that all he does is follow up on domestic violence cases, because we don't want our victims to come forward and then not have any follow-up. So we're trying our victims to survive by utilizing one safe place, by putting these sources and these programs in place for our community. And I want to say, Chief Evans, would you stand, please? And Chief Anthony. This is our new Chief of Police and our Deputy, our Assistant Chief of Police. Give them a round of applause. Somebody's on the phone ring. Because I get the text, we need to report. We have to provide a safe environment for our kids. That's our obligation. That's part of what we have to do. So with these programs, with the grant funding we have for infrastructure, we'll move forward. I think about Jeremiah 11:29. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, not to harm, but to prosper, to give you hope in the future. Today we stand on that hope. And in God we trust. In God we trust. We'll move forward together. And I thank you so much for this opportunity, for the honor and for the privilege to serve as your mayor. But we're moving forward. We're moving forward at a very fast pace and training at Delta Station. Thank you so much for being on board. Public Works, Central District, there's the Heritage Center. We need an economic development in one safe place. So come be a part of what we're doing. Come bring your resume, bring your young people, and be a part of what we're doing here at Brown. Thank y'all again for coming.